Hello guys, and welcome back to Earle Sports Bets. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got another free pick video. We actually got a lot to go over in this one. We're going to be going over 8 Counter-Strike games for IEM Katowice starting tomorrow, Tuesday the 15th. They start from 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The first 3 are at 5 a.m., second 3 are at 6. Then we got a 7 and an 8 o'clock game, all a.m. So rise and cash with these plays. So really excited to get into this. Is the first LAN tournament of the year at IEM. It's in Katowice in Poland. So it should be a fun event to go over. These are the playing games, so these are not the bigger teams. So these will be the small. Like there's still some good teams in here. Astralis, NIP, and FaZe. There's still big, still some good teams in here. But these are going to be mostly the plans. But before we jump into all the games, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, merch, TikTok, the Earle Sports Bets website, and all that stuff is in the links in the description below. Let's go ahead and start running through these games. We'll start off. We get one of the first 3 are the 5 a.m. games. We get Godsent taking on MOUZ. Godsent is a Brazilian lineup consisting of, pull this up, Phelps, Dumau, Lato, Bertans, and Taco. Taco, a couple-time major champion. So definitely some experience there. On the MOUZ side, you get Torzi, JDC, Frozen, Dexter, and NBK. So definitely a lot of movement around in this MOUZ team. MOUZ is a minus 130 for this one, plus 100 run back for Godsent. And I'm going to go after the underdog. Keep in mind, this is day 1. A lot of these, we're seeing some new lineups. So NBK has not played part of this MOUZ lineup yet. So that should be interesting to pick up on and see how he does in this new system. Dexter's been playing really well. Frozen just signed an extension. But I like Godsent. I've seen a lot from Phelps that I like, a lot from Dumau. Taco's really experienced. I think he can get this team to a win. I just don't think that MOUZ is going to have enough to take out Godsent for the first game. So for it, we're going to take Godsent plus 100. Go on to the next one, which is the Copenhagen Flames taking on FNATIC. FNATIC is a 3.5 round favorite. Flames money line plus 156. I'm going to put rounds because these are best of ones. So obviously we're not laying a minus, I think it's 200 or something. 189 for FNATIC. We're not going to lay that. We're going to be looking at rounds. So they're going to be 3.5 rounds favorite as like your spread. Copenhagen Flames running with Roj, Nikodas, Zyphon, Yabi, and Huxi. On the FNATIC side, Mezzi, Smuya, Brolin, Crimson, Alex. So 2 lineups that have been pretty consistently together for a while. I think these 2 teams are pretty closely matched. Both of them have not been playing all that well as of late. In terms of this year, I believe FNATIC is 0-3 because the last LAN was last year. So 0-3, they lost to Big, Astralis, and Apex. So not bad teams, but definitely not good losses. On the other side, Copenhagen Flames have been going through the low tier 1, high tier 2 system. And this is a team that's been up and down and up and down. Wins against Internal Fire, the Turkish team, and Blink, but losses to K23 and Heat. So you got teams that are up and down. I think this one's going to be close. I think Flames could even push this one to overtime, which in that case, the plus 3.5 looks really good unless it's the 4-0 in overtime. And I think they could win this matchup. I'm going to be running with a lot of dogs to start off, at least earlier on in the morning, just because I feel like these games are going to be a little bit weird, especially because it's the first day of the event. So we're going to go Copenhagen Flames plus 3.5. And we're going to sprinkle a little bit on that plus 156 money line as well, taking the Copenhagen Flames versus FNATIC. This next matchup's a little bit interesting. We get NIP taking on WISLA KRAKOW. NIP, the Swedish team, a little bit funky because they're still without device. So they're going to be running with Rez, Hampus, Fuzi, I believe his name is, Plopsky, and Esatag. On the WISLA KRAKOW team, they got Sobol, Goofy, Snatchy, Jedrick, and Sparrow. So 2 teams that have been up and down lately. NIP, I really don't know what to think with this team. They're winning games against Big and Navi, and then they can't beat G2 and OG, which G2 and OG are two really good teams anyway. But this NIP team is up and down. I really don't know what to get from them. Their best players, their rankings are 1.01 and 1.01 with Rez and Hampus. They need a good game from Hampus in this one. I'm going to be riding with WISLA KRAKOW, though. I think there's a possibility for an upset. They're 4-1 their last 5, beating Gamer Legion, Tricked, the MOUZ Academy team, Furia, and then the one loss with a 2-1 loss to Apex. I think we get big games out of Sobal and Goofy, and I think we get WISLA KRAKOW to at least keep this one close. If not, maybe even take a map off NIP entirely. So we're going to go WISLA KRAKOW plus 3.5, and we're also going to take them on the money line. We'll keep on rolling. These are starting the 6 o'clock games when Sprout and FaZe go up against each other. Both of them international rosters. Sprout's going to be running with Slacks, Merrick's, Stalherin, Speedy, and Rawls. On the FaZe side, Twist, Brokey, Rain, Kerrigan, and JKS. No ROPS for this event. He got COVID, and with the different European codes and stuff, he's not allowed to play without a 10-day non-COVID and a bunch of negative tests and stuff. So he's going to be out for this event. JKS will be filling in. And a lot of people might see this and think, oh, well, this is concerning. But I'm not over concerned. Sprout is on a new roster. They were once a pretty much German roster. Now they only have 2 German players. They lost one of their better players when Big took Favin. So definitely going to be a tricky situation for them. I don't think Sprout's all that good. I'm going to go FaZe minus 4.5 for this matchup. No ROPS, no problem. Because we saw how well they played with Olaf instead of ROPS. So I think that even JKS is an upgrade over Olaf. But we'll keep on rolling. This one should be one of the closer matchups of the day. We get ENCE and ENTROPIQ. Oops, sorry. Yeah, ENCE and ENTROPIQ. I clicked on the wrong game on my side screen. ENCE, they're coming into this one with Spinks, Deha, Hades, Madden, and Snappy. On the ENTROPIQ side, Alien, Forrester, Kraid, Nickelback, and Lackey. This ENTROPIQ team has been really, really good lately. They've won 5 games in a row. At least they've won all 5 of their last 5 games against Into the Breach, Nemiga, Enterprise, Finest, and Looking for Org. So not really good teams, but at least they're warmed up and good to go into this one. If we get a good game out of Alien and Forrester, I don't think this team can get stopped. This ENCE team, I know they have not played since last year, so this will be their first tournament of the year. I think they're going to get off to a slow start. We're going to go ahead and take ENTROPIQ in this one against ENCE. So taking ENTROPIQ versus ENCE in this game. OG versus Renegades is up next. This one's going to be your widest spread game of the day. OG is a really good team. 6.5 round favorite, plus 410 money line for Renegades on the opposite side. OG is going to be running with Valde, Mantu, Nico, Flames, and Nexa. Renegades will be running with ENCE, Alistar, Hats, Seiko, and Liaz, who is actually joining the team for back for the first time since he was part of the Renegades. That was then 100 Thieves, then Extremum. So he finally leaves that core and he's on a new team now. So that should be interesting. I just don't think Renegades have any idea what's coming. OG and Renegades did play before the last major in the qualifiers, and Renegades actually beat OG. But that was what both teams would do. 2 different lineups now. Nexa has been a big improvement for this OG team. They qualified for the Blast groups. They went 4-0 in Blast so far this year. It looked really, really good. Renegades are losing to teams like Eternal Fire, Extra Salt, and MOUZ. Not really teams that are too good. So I'm going to be running with OG, grounded in the minus 6.5. It's a lot of rounds. They have to win 12-9 or better. I think they win 12-5 or something like that. I don't see Renegades getting many rounds off of OG. 2 games left. We get Big and MOVISTAR Riders. Big 3.5 round favorites. MOVISTAR Riders 183 run back on their money line. Big running with an all-German lineup. Favin, Searson, Tabson, Quito, Tizian. On the Movistar Riders side, Cien Paz, Alex, Mopez, Des, and David. David G. This big team has actually looked a lot better the past couple of games, taken out EG, which is not a good team, but they still beat them. They 2-0'd Astralis twice to make the Blast fall finals. FaZe is they had a really close game versus FaZe. They lost 2-1. Granted, their last map on Nuke was 16-1. Not a close one finish there, but this big team has been looking good. Tapson's been playing well. Searson's back to that 2020 top 10 form. So that can be very dangerous if Searson is on. Favin's already off to a fast start. He's the last 3 months, he's the best player on this big team, and he's the new player. Movistar, they haven't looked as well. I'm just going to go big. They're the better team. They're a more experienced team. This Movistar Riders team is up and coming. I like the Spaniards, and I like this Spanish team, but not for this matchup. I don't think they come close against big wins, at least 16-12 or better, -3.5. Final game of the day, we get the Danes in Astralis taking on MIBR, made in Brazil. Astralis is a 4.5 round favorite. MIBR 148 on the run back. Looking at the two sides, Blame F, Config, Glaive, Lucky, and Zipix on the Astralis side. Exit, Joda, Turtle, Brazilian, and Woody on the MIBR side. I really don't know what to take from this MIBR side. We just saw them beat Navi in the Blast, and then they beat Complexity, which they should have. Complexity was playing with their IGL on 200 ping, and that wasn't a good game. Other than that, lost to OG, bad. Lost to Astralis, bad. 2-0'd by Vitality, 2-0'd by G2. Astralis is not quite the caliber of the teams that were beating them. Astralis, we've seen them beat them before in that Blast group. I think we see them do it again. I don't really think this game's going to be close. 16-9, 16-8, somewhere in that range. I like Astralis -4.5 against MIBR in the final of the first games. Obviously, that's not the only games that are going to go on tomorrow. I'll go bring up the overview for tomorrow's games, and I'll pull it up on here before we go and head on out. So if anybody is interested in looking at any information for this stuff, you can go over to hltv.org. This is where all the stuff, I might put in the link in the description below. But these are all the games. So essentially, all these games are going down. And then what's going to happen after that, if you go to matches, these are all the first games. And then winners and losers for all these games will be playing at 8:45, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So there will be a bunch of more games here. So keep that in mind. There will be another 6 games after these 8 tomorrow. So it'll be a total of 14 games. I'll post something on Twitter about it later on to see who I have for all these games. But if you guys are interested in looking at the bracket, you guys can go check out hltv.org. Or if you guys want to watch the games, I believe it's on twitch.tv, and it's going to be ESL, I believe. Or just look up Counter-Strike, and you'll be able to see stuff for IEM Katowice. We'll go ahead and do a quick recap. MOUZ and Godsent, we're going to be taking Godsent +100. Flames and FNATIC, we're going to be taking Flames +3.5 in the money line. NIP and WISLA KRAKOW, we're taking the Polish, taking WISLA KRAKOW +3.5 in the money line. Sprout and FaZe, we're going to have FaZe Clan. ENTROPIQ and ENCE, we're taking ENTROPIQ. OG and Renegades, OG -6.5, big, and Movistar Riders, big -3.5. And Astralis versus MIBR, Astralis -4.5. Those are all the Counter-Strike games for tomorrow. Obviously, tread lightly. This is day 1 of IEM Katowice. Good luck, guys. And let's make some money, cash some bets in Counter-Strike IEM Katowice. Tomorrow. Good luck, guys.